One sec. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know whether it's the fact that it's still rendering my video from earlier, but that definitely looks like my video from earlier. That doesn't look like my the stream it should be, which is bizarre. We have to wait and see. I don't know why it's doing that, man. I don't know why it's doing that. Man, this is difficult. Okay, but the stream bot's in there. Yeah, I noticed that, man. I noticed it's kind of frozen. Can you hear me though? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm speaking at the moment, so I don't know if you can hear me speaking, even though it's frozen. Because I think that the problem is that I'm processing a video. Oh, you can hear me, sweet. Yeah, so the problem is, right? So I set it all up, right? And one of the things I did is I wanted to record a video. So I started recording a video and started recording the video and it's not finished processing the video. So I think it's kind of stuck. It's a bit of a pain, man. It's a bit of a pain. I think once it's finished processing the video, I may have to stop it and restart it. I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's definitely a really weird one. Obviously, I won't do that again. But just let me know. How does the mic sound? Is the mic sound okay? One of the things I wanted to stress, because I'm actually going through StreamYards, as you can see from the picture, right? So in the picture, you can see the StreamYards, because I've just wanted to test it and try and get it to work first and foremost. So yeah, I mean, you know, I'm a bad man in the IT thing anyway, but still, yeah, I mean, I have to kind of take my time with it and try and work it out, because the whole new setup to try and get it to work is being quite painful. I'm gonna be quite honest, quite painful. Yeah, I've got OBS. That's what I'm saying. I've got OBS. So basically that's what I'm running. So I've got OBS going to StreamYards, so I can do all the OBS stuff with the layout, as you can see from the picture. But I need StreamYards basically, so I can add people to the live. So that's one thing that you kind of, yeah, I mean, so I can add a guest. So what I could do is once it's finished processing, I don't know when it's stopped because it's just doing stopping recording at the moment. Then I can add you. Salute Mike G, man. Big up Mike G in the building. There's no picture at the moment, no video, Mike G, man. I was trying to work all this stuff out, so kind of just doing my thing. Oh, one love, Mike G. Driving to the dispensary, get the ting. You know what I mean? Top man, top man. You know what I mean? God bless my youth. God bless my youth. You know what I mean? So Mike G's from America, Amp. If you haven't met him already, he's one of the American brethren. Don't feel bona fide. He's just going to the dispensary to make sure he just, you know what I mean, can get his head right when he's gets back home neatly. United go already. So yeah, man, I just wanted to go live just to test it. With Stream, yeah, is it StreamYards, right? Because obviously I want to add people to the live, but until it finished processing now, the current video which I've recorded. So I was recording a video on my Jordan ones, and then it was, yeah, definitely big up the Arizona Massive. Yeah, I'm saying gunslinger. Oh, I go cowboy and Indians right now. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, I wanted to kind of get it all together. But obviously, I was in a bit of a hurry, so I should have waited. I should have waited to go live. I'm gonna be honest. I probably should have waited because now it's just like a podcast because all you can hear is what I've got to say, right? So I was doing a video, and I thought I'd go live because just to explain myself because this video is gonna come, and in it I'm talking about Hypebeast, and obviously talking about Hypebeast. If you don't know what Hypebeast are and you listen to this back, or you do know what Hypebeast are people who are really into the hype. So anything that's hype, they're into it and they love it. They just love the Hypebeast thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a couple of people that were mentioned in the video who I consider the top Hypebeast in the game. Obviously, the man like Kais, definitely one of the top Hypebeasts. I call him the Hypebeast King. So it's not a disrespect. So, Kais, I'm just saying this. I'm putting this out now. It's not a disrespect. You're the Hypebeast King. We all know that, but that's not my thing, right? So, you know, I'm not a Hypebeast. I'm just into the fashion. I just know my thing. I'm about the culture. So I come from the culture. I was born in the culture. Yeah. So when I talk about that, I mean like when body popping took off, I was body popping. Yeah, I was on the Lionel, I was in the Tashini, I was in the Gabici. Yeah, so I go back in the thing. Yeah. Yeah, Kais is definitely the king of the hype beast, man. Big him up. Yeah, I'm saying so. But yeah, I mean, because obviously I want to invite a lot of the Americans onto the live, right? Because I think so. One of the things that is the pleasures of the internet itself is to connect communities from wherever you are, right? You're able to connect communities. And one of the greatest things is we can connect with our people in America and see what's going on with them, how they're doing, have little conversations. The other night, I had a big conversation with Mob, just talking about, you know, what we were, how we kind of were brought up and our ideas and where we want to go, how we wanted to run YouTube, how we were going to get to where we want to go. And it is about getting those connections and understanding each other. You know what I'm saying? So one of that is understanding and having those conversations because it breaks down barriers. I think that for a lot of Americans, they don't realize that, you know, the black community in the UK has suffered a lot of the same issues that happened in America. A lot of the same issues around racism, you know, the fact that the way we were treated, especially when our grandparents came over to the UK from the West Indies. You know, I was speaking to my dad the other day and he said he came over on his sister's passport, which is a British passport, right? And for him, yeah, I mean, so they're British citizens from the West Indies. They're classed as British citizens when they came over. But due to the Windrush situation, which is a big thing over here, it probably made the American news. I don't know. I know sort of like a lot of the right wing probably may have covered it slightly. BBC definitely covered it. That a lot of his generation suffer from the fact that because a lot of these countries didn't have a lot of paperwork or birth certificates or whatever, it's hard to get the paperwork, and they want them to become British citizens and all that to get what they need to go, pensions and whatever, or they send them back like they're illegal immigrants. How can you be an illegal immigrant if you were a British citizen when you came here? That's crazy, right? And it's just talking about those sort of issues that maybe a lot of Americans don't understand, that we all the sufferation that you're having in America that we see because it is broadcast. Yeah, I'm saying all the difficulties that you have, it does make the news. We get it reported over here, but it doesn't seem to be the reverse situation. Maybe because you're such a big country and you have such an influx of news media from absolutely everywhere. And unlike, I guess, British media, a lot of the media in the United States is corporate owned, right? There's a lot of corporate ownership around the media. So there's a lot more biased, or they're able to be a lot more biased in their reporting and how they report situations, right? That's just how it works. It just works like that when you have corporations running news media. In the UK, it's very, 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 very different. We have a situation where we got the BBC, which is government owned. So they got to speak for the people. They got to be unbiased to a degree. We always know that news media will always be biased, right? That's how it works, regardless of where it is. When our parents come here, it was all very biased. It was all about the political situation. But things can change. It's about changing things for the better, right? And with that, yeah, I mean, reaching out to other people in other countries and other communities and getting those understandings across, you then begin to understand each other too. Yeah, it's still processing my old video, man. I think that's a bit of a problem. I think sort of like you can't stream. I can see it here. I can see it moving because I've got my iPad on my desk, and I can see what you guys are seeing, and whatever you guys are seeing is technically just this, yeah, stuck live. So what I'm gonna do anyway. So anyway, the point of doing this is so I can add people to the live to have conversations, especially around sneakers as well. I'm big into my sneakers and big into the hype beast thing, big into fashion and whatever. So and yeah, man, definitely try and get Amp Studios on there because I know that they're really, really into the music, especially the UK scene, as well as the American scene and whatever. So definitely get them on. I've got a couple other people who I'm gonna get on. A lot of the gaming community, I'm gonna try and get them on as well because all of us play games, whether it's Sega, Xbox, PlayStation. It doesn't matter. We all play them, right? I play them definitely. And I know sort of like most of my family play them. So that we can talk about gaming and probably get some gaming sessions in as well. So on the Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, it's cross platform. If you're on a Modern Warfare thing, you know what I mean, hit me up. You know how it go already. Yeah, I'll dust off the old controller and make it work still. But yeah. Anyway, gonna close this live down. The reason why is because obviously it's still kind of processing my video, and that's gonna drop in a couple of days. So yeah, it's more like a podcast. It's not really a yeah, I mean, at the moment, because I can't add anybody, a true live. And once it finishes processing all of that data, we shall be fine, man. We should be fine. We should be up and running. And I shall be back testing to see if we can get it to go live properly. That's all I can say about that, man. So if you just locked in, I can see four so people locked in. That's probably Mike just getting out his car, heading to the dispensary, waiting. He's got his thing on the go. Yeah, me getting ready. He's like, yeah, I don't know what to get. Should I get some Kush, Haze? Who knows? Want to smoke it? Yeah, that's universal as well. So another one of the universal things is, yeah, in communities like especially my community back here, my family, well known for enjoying getting the mind right in any way you can. And this was a conversation I had with Mob the other day about we call it what did Mob call it? I can't even remember what Mob called it. Self-medication. Self-medication. I think he called it self-medication. And my conversation with him was this, right? So he said that a lot of people in America suffer from a situation where they're not able to get medication from prescription because in America it's a different role, right? Different law. Yo, Menace, what's going on, fam? You right? And so you self-medicate. Here it's the same. And I said that in communities, right, especially in urban communities, where it's kind of like, well, I don't want to drink too much because you see what happens there. You just get drunk off and then waste man and whatever. But if you smoke, yeah, it's like most of the communities, especially the younger communities, yeah, man, it's for real. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. At the moment, the video's not working, Menace. So I'm not doing well. It's just a podcast. So you're getting a occasional pic of a video, and then obviously me talking over it, which it shouldn't work like that. But next time it should be a lot better. You know what I mean? But I was talking about communities, right? And if you're self-medicating, so I was talking to Mob, and we were talking about self-medication. I was like, well, yeah, one of the things is that in these communities, especially if you've gone through a lot of sufferation, a lot of pain in this world, and everything's not going as it should do. Yeah, what's going, Willis, man? You're right. Nice to see you on board, mate. That one of the things that you suffer from is like PTSD. So that's a question I've got for everybody. Do you even know what PTSD is? Do you realize if you were suffering from PTSD? We know soldiers suffer from it, right? We know soldiers when they go to war suffer from PTSD. But is PTSD a thing that's been troubling our communities? Because if we look around at the way that these urban communities have to live with all the sufferation, the pain, majority of them go through hardships. They get, probably beaten by their parents, sent to school. It's very strict in that way, almost like the army, right? At least in my house, that's how it was, right? And then you're hearing gunshots outside, and it becomes normalized. Yeah, gunshots, robberies, crime becomes normalized in your community. Do you then suffer from PTSD? And this is why we have a huge drug problem in our communities. I think it is. I think that it's undiagnosed or yeah, I mean, and who's to blame? If the government's to blame for this, shouldn't the government be ensuring that the medication is there for free? Yeah, because if I was a soldier and I was suffering from PTSD, they'd be like, "Oh, we can help you or whatever." But I guess they don't, because a lot of soldiers will tell you that they came back from Iraq, they came back from wherever and suffered and no help at all. But we know that should change, right? We know that should change. We have to change it. But the only way we can get to change it is talking about it as a community. So the more we talk about it, is the more we can change it, right? The more that we can essentially change the way that we're perceived. And this is the thing. A lot of the problems that they perceive us for, right? A lot of the problems they perceive us for is the fact that we suffer from PTSD. And this is from their mistreatment. So in these communities, if you're mistreating people and you put them in a situation that's not healthy for their condition, right, and their survival and their life, and they're living a life where they're always under pressure, yeah, you're to blame. The government's to blame. They don't do anything about it. They don't try and help. They don't offer counseling to these kids. They don't go out their way to make sure that these schools where these kids go, there's proper counselors. There's no counselors when I went to school. I never saw a counselor. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you just got on with it. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. We need to change, and we need to be vocal about it and say, look, if you've got 100,000 children living in poverty, undiagnosed PTSD, and then, yeah, I mean, you expect them to be fully functioning adults, you're crazy. You gotta be crazy, right? If that's what you think, that's the way life is gonna work, you know that that's not how it works, because you only have to turn around and look at the program they've done on the soldiers and the study they've done on the soldiers to understand that it's a issue. It's a major issue, and it causes major problems, because if a soldier's got PTSD, he can't function in the right way. He can't soldier properly. He's not ready. He's not prepared. He's not mentally strong enough to be able to do that. Yeah. When he comes back home and he tries to integrate into normality, we begin to see those problems, and they begin to thrive, and they begin to become a problem because he's self-medicating. You know, a lot of the soldiers I know, especially some of the paras that I know, yeah, came back heavy drinkers. Yeah. It's a bit of an issue, right? How do we fix it? We have to be vocal about it. That's the only way. We have to step up. We all have to step up our game, whether it's for your children or the children all in your school. As a community, we all have to change it. We all have to be prepared to step up and change it and be vocal about it. So, yeah, maybe my podcast and my YouTube channel will be a bit more. I'm not going to say social justice warrior. I'm not. Hey, man, I'm sitting here. All right, fair enough. I'm sitting there in a Star Wars t-shirt right now from The Force Awakens. Now, a lot of Star Wars fan will probably say he's an SJW. That doesn't make me an SJW. Let me put that plain and straight, right? I'm a serious Star Wars fan, right? All right. So it's not an SJW thing. I just like the first Force Awakens because it reminded me of A New Hope. Yeah. One of the greatest movies ever. I know that, you know that. So at the end of the day, it just reminded me of that movie. But it doesn't make me a sausage SJW, social justice warrior. Anyway, and why is that a bad thing? Yeah. Why is that a bad thing? Another thing, like if people say that you stand up for social justice warrior, that's a derogatory term now. That's crazy. That's like saying Martin Luther King, yeah, if he was around now, he wouldn't get the respect. Yeah, he wouldn't be seen as a hero in the community. But social justice warrior is crazy lame, isn't it? How does that work? You tell me. You tell me how social justice warrior turned to a derogatory term. How did we let that happen? How did we as a community and as people in this life turn social justice warrior into, oh, it means feminist with red hair, blue hair, yellow hair? That's crazy. And yeah, another thing, right? You're not allowed to be woke anymore. How did that happen? Woke. Um, bruh, listen, if I'm not supposed to have conversations with people to enlighten them, to make them better human beings, yeah, what kind of world are we living in? That should tell you something. That should tell you something about the media. That should tell you about the situation that we're all living in, right? And the world we're living in today. That the fact that if you're a person who cares about other people and enlightenment and the ability to go and grow as a human being through education and through the fact that you can be a better person than you are today because you can change your life and the way that you approach life in itself, yeah, that you're a bad person, that you're derogatory, that you shouldn't be looked at, you shouldn't be cared for, that you shouldn't be the person that should be held up within your community as a hero. You should be derided, you should be put down, you should be made to feel unwelcome. That's crazy. That's something that we need to address as well. Let me put it this way, right? There's no way in hell that we should ever look down on someone who's trying to make their community better and trying to make everyone educated and trying to put everyone in a better position. That's crazy. Yet, if someone's putting everyone down, we're saying, yeah, he's keeping it real. That's not real. Let me put it that way. That is not real. Yeah, there's a better way to go about it. At the end of the day, I'll start with my children because I know that I try and educate my children and put them in a better position. And that's what we should all do, right? Salute to the mob. Hang tight, family. What are you saying, man? Yeah, it's a mob, man. That's good. See, mob's in there now. So I was saying, and this all started from our conversation earlier, right? That we were having and about PTSD within the black community. Because I think I said that is that we all suffer from PTSD, and that's part of the reason that we self-medicate. And then went on to why, yeah, the government. Well, what are they doing about it? Oh, well, they're not doing anything about it because we haven't made it a big enough issue. How do we make it a big enough issue? And this is what I was saying about politics, right? And I know a lot of people don't like politics or whatever and don't like to be involved, but you've got to be involved. The less you're involved, yeah, is the less they will change. The less they will change is because they say, well, it's not important to our voters. So it's not until we all stand up and say, well, no, this is important to us. This is what we want you to change. Yeah. And we all say that if you want our vote, which is huge, you think about it, the poor people outnumber the rich people. Yet all the rules are made for the rich people. That's crazy. That's a world of craziness. We live in the most bizarre world I've ever. The older I've got, right, the more educated I've got, is the more bizarre I find this world that we live in. We got to change it. We got to change it. We're able to change it if we want it. We're able. Yeah, Ron G's in the building. Salute to Ron G, man. Salute to the homie Ron G, man. See, this is another man that I respect, and definitely once Ron G, let me tell you, once I get the StreamYards on lock. I'm definitely going to have that conversation because we spoke about it and we spoke that we should have me and you on a podcast having a conversation. We're definitely going to do that. We're definitely going to do it. It's got to be done because I believe that this man can help change these communities. He's already doing it. He's already doing it. Definitely. And we got to change ourselves first. And that's a mentality thing. And this is what I was saying. Half of the problem is that it's bravado. Yeah. There's a lot of bravado that exists in our community. Yeah. That need to be strong, that need to be powerful, that need to be seen to be a man. Because you think about it, our ancestors or our great grandparents or great great grandparents, a lot of that stuff was stripped from them, right? That's what slavery does. The biggest question that my generation had to ask, at least me as a young man growing up, yeah, the biggest question I had to ask myself, and I remember asking this question: what does black mean? What does being black mean? Because I know what I was being told it meant, yeah, or the pictures or portrayal of what being a black man meant that I had to act a certain way, I had to be a certain way, especially from the West Indian culture. Yeah, that's what I felt it meant. But I had to ask myself, first I have to ask myself, is that what it means? What does it mean to be a black man? Why am I letting society tell me what it means to be a black man? And now I said, hold on a minute. If I went to somewhere, a black country, yeah, there are black leaders, there are black politicians, there are black doctors, there are black. You see what I'm saying? Black didn't mean being ghetto. That's not being black. We didn't come from the ghetto. We weren't born in the ghetto. They took us from Africa, one of the richest nations in the world. We had gold. We had everything. We had education. We had our own language. We had our own. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. They went to Africa. They took all our medicines and they were coming over. They took, we were already making gold jewelry. Yeah. We were artisans. Yeah. But we like to live a simple life and keep in touch with our ancestors, yeah, just like anyone else. We weren't going around, we didn't want to shoot anybody. Yeah, imagine that. You go somewhere, you find people who don't want to kill you instantly. A peaceful people, educated, thinking everyone's like that. Everyone's a educated human being. You can trust them. Yeah, you can have that conversation. You can talk to them. It's not a problem. Yeah, I'm saying, like, hey, humanity, a people of humanity. Yeah. And then they take us, and then you know what happened after that. Yeah. Stripped of your humanity. Yeah. Put in a situation for 400 years across the world. It wasn't just in America. Yeah. It was in the West Indies. Go and look for yourself. It's simple to find out. Yeah. It's there too. All over the world. Exported all over the world. Slaves. Yeah. Taken, stripped, 400 years of not highlighting who you are. So yeah, when it got to me, I had to ask, when I found out all this, what does it mean to be black then? What is blackness? What is culture? What is my culture? My culture is not just West Indian culture, really. It can't be. It can't be, because that's learned over the 400 years of slavery, right? You're right. I don't speak any African languages, right? Because they were all taken away. Yeah, because I had to speak, or the 400 years of removing any identity. Yeah, stripped away. When you have your identity stripped away over 400 years, it's like being in prison for 400 years. Imagine that. Institutionally prisonized. Yeah, forced labor. Yeah, you're not getting the proper nutrition, but still you're strong. Think about that. If you're able to survive all that pain and all that misery, that's amazing. Yeah, we're supposed to look at that shamefully. Imagine that. We're supposed to look at our past, that they took our ancestors for 400 years, beat us in fields, yeah, stripped us of everything that we had, yeah, You've got to be a strong person to survive that. You've got to be the strongest of people to survive that. Don't let anyone fool you that that should be a shameful thing, because if you're able, your ancestors survived that. Many died. Many millions died. Yeah, many millions. Think about that. Many millions died just getting here. So imagine if they got there, worked to the bone, lived. They were the strongest of the strong. So that means that you must be come from the strongest of the strong, the will. Because if I look at it, if I was at war with a people and they were taking my people, who are you going to protect? Right? Who are you going to protect? You're going to protect the kings and queens, right? The kings and queens you're going to try and protect, right? So I look at it as we must be all kings and queens, or our ancestors were, because someone was protecting our people to still be here today. That doesn't happen for no reason. That doesn't happen for no reason. You got to be as strong as hell to survive that. Yeah, I mean, because I know, like, technically, yeah, I've been in fights, 1-on-1s, 2-on-2s, 3-on-1s, 10-on-1. Yeah, so I know what a fight is. I know what pain is. But to be whipped, nah, son. Man tried that. I'm coming back. Yeah, I mean, to get up the next day or the next week and then to go and work in the field after 50, 60 lashes, you got to be one strong motherfucker. Trust me. I respect that all day. If you survive that, I'm here. Someone else is here. You're there. And that's amazing. That's amazing. We got to stop looking at that as shamefully on our people. It's not a position of shame. It was a position of shame for my grandparents or their parents, or even down the line. They saw it as shameful. Yeah, that's why no one talked about it. You think about it. Who talked about slavery? Yeah, up until the 60s, 70s, or whatever, it was just pushed around the carpet, especially in the West Indies. No one really wants to talk about their ancestors being enslaved. That's crazy. They don't. They don't want to acknowledge that when they should, because it means that you're a strong human being. You come from the best stock ever, the strongest stock ever. You're strong, strong-minded, strong-willed, and you're still here. Someone had to survive to make that happen. Respect to that. That's what I'm saying. Respect to that. We got him, man. So let me have a quick look at the chat, man. Original name. Yeah, man. That's the thing. Original name. No one knows what our original names were, right? We're given names, yeah. We end up with these westernized type names that fit in with our previous slave owners or whatever. Which is cool. Not a problem, right? And I don't think that that's the problem. I think it's first removing the shame. I think that's the key. First, you have to remove the shame. The shame to be, even in the UK, I remember, and I heard it. I actually heard this like in a chat one day. That an African American, right? He goes, "Well, no, I'm not African. I'm American." Okay, no problem with that. No problem. You're American now. Okay, but you're not African. I'm African. You know what African American means, right? You do know. Like, let's get it right. Like, you do know. I remember that shame that I had in myself. That when people saying, "Oh, you're people," I'm not African. That's crazy. Of course, I'm African. I'm not African, right? I wasn't born in Africa. I acknowledge that I wasn't born in Africa, and my parents became mixed race and whatever. However, remove the shame. You're African. Your parents and your great grandparents and the people who went through slavery were brought over from Africa. They spent many years there. Yes, you may have had some Indian tribe or what have you mixed up with that. We definitely have that in the West Indies, right? With the local tribes or whatever. That's part and parcel of it. But don't try and deny what you are. That's crazy. That's self-hatred. You need to, and that's the thing. We've got a lot of self-hatred for ourselves. We've been taught to hate. As people, as human beings, we've been taught to hate ourselves. The greatest trick they did was teach us to not recognize who we are. But we say, oh, we go out searching, and the first thing we say is we're not African. Crazy. How are you not African? Of course, we all come from there. All people come from there. Even the white people come from there. Check the history books, fam. Everyone comes from Africa, so you can't deny it. There's no deny. You're all African. I'm sorry. Whether you're in America, whether you're Aboriginal in Australia, whether you're from Switzerland, whether you're from England, whether you're from the West Indies, originally you were from Africa. So sit the blood clot down. Yeah, that's where we are all from as a people. It's in the history books. That's where life began. So regardless of how we don't know how they split up and everyone moved. We can only go to the Bible. If you read your Bible and you believe in that thing, you know there were 12 tribes. Everyone walked off. Some went here, some went there, some went wherever. There was a split of the masses, right? Because we all know that when the world was gone, yeah, if we all believe, everyone should know this, right? It's undeniable truth that there was a great flood. Ask, even ask, look, if you're even look, if you're related to anybody who's from anywhere, there's always a story of a great flood, regardless. So we know it's all wiped out, and then we got the 12 tribes. There you go. They were all over Egypt, Africa. That's where it is. Yeah. It's not called Egypt. Egypt is in Africa. Let's get it. Yeah. The Middle East. What is that? Middle East of where? Go and have a look where the Middle East sits next to. Africa. Everywhere is where people came from. All the stories came from. Yeah. When they're talking about the pharaohs, where were they? They don't want to name it. They want to call it a different place, isn't it? They want to tell you it's somewhere else. Another country. It's not another country. It's a continent. Just like America is America. Yeah. It's like saying, oh, you're not American. You're a New Yorker. What? No, you're only in America if you're in Carolina. What? It's the same continent, right? Same country, right? Yeah. Egypt is in Africa, just so you know. If you didn't know, get to know, right? All these places where they're talking about in the Bible where they're going around, it's all Africa, mate. Hey, man, it's all about education. I'm just trying to set the record straight. Yeah. If you read your books, if you read what they're telling you, because they can't lie about everything, right? Because the book doesn't allow lies. Yeah. It doesn't allow it. Yeah, they try and manipulate it, tell little stories, change it here and there, and whatever, and whatever, whatever. Yeah, but if you do your research, all these places that they're talking about, go and have a look where these original names come from, and have a look where they were. Yeah, look at you only have to look at half the places, northern Iraq, and all these places, and whatever. Who was living there? Yeah, the education is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy what we're doing to the world. Like, it's absolutely crazy. And I'm not just about the preaching. One of my friends said, like, you should probably go off and do some preaching. But you got to, man. That's my job. That's my journey. That's my promise to the man upstairs. That one day this is what I will do. I'll just tell people the truth. Yeah. I'll just get on and I'll just tell people the truth. And that's my job. I made a promise. To get where I am today, I had to make a promise. Yeah, I wanted to change my life, and it does start with you. It's the mob said the right thing. The first thing, or first person who's got to change is yourself. In life, if you want to achieve something for yourself, the first person you've got to change is yourself. The first person you've got to be honest with is yourself. Yeah. So I was lucky enough to grow up in the 80s. Yeah, I mean, late 70s, early 80s were my time. And listening to people like Public Enemy, absolutely brilliant. Eye opener for the English. Absolute eye opener for the English. Agreed, Ron. Yeah, I mean, Ron G, you're absolutely right, right? And this is the misconception, right? This is the misconception about Judaism as a whole, right? Judaism as a whole. We know that, and I'm not trying. If someone calls me anti-Semitic, right, they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy. That's a falsehood and craziness. I'm just not a crazy Zionist. Yeah, there's a big difference between Zionism and Judaism. Yeah, there's a big difference. There's a massive difference. You even go to Israel, and even there are people saying we're not down with the Zionists. These are Israeli. These are people who are living in Israel today and considered Jews. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying Ashkenazi Jews. We all know the difference. You must know the difference by now, right? Between Ashkenazi Jews and Falasha Jews. If you don't know, get to know. Yeah. So there's a race of people who lived in Africa for many, many, many years, right? Many, many, many years. Yeah. Falasha Jews, they're still there. They've been moved. A lot of them have been moved to Israel now. So you can go to Israel and you'll see them. They're blacker than black. They've lived in Africa all their life, but they know everything about Jewism. They say their people were taken away. Yeah. When the slave people came, yeah, a lot of the Africans will tell you, yeah, that their stories are from their ancestors, like the people that they took were the others. Yeah. Not originally from the land. What does that tell you? That means they traveled in. Well, the only people who kind of did that kind of traveling were the Jews. Make sense? And if you look at it, if you look at here's the thing. Here's a really interesting thing, right? That baffles a lot of these people. Baffles a lot of these people. That if you look at it, right, when Jesus went to hide, or they went to hide Jesus in the Bible, he didn't go to. He could have gone anywhere. He didn't, right, because they had to hide the baby. Yeah, they didn't take him to Rome, where all the I'm gonna say people of non-melanin skin were hanging out. Didn't take him there. They could have. Imagine, why not? Why not take him there? If it's if that's not a problem, right? You can hide him. Why not take him there? No, they took him to Egypt, where they couldn't tell one baby from another. You go if you haven't been to Egypt, I can tell you why. I went there and I was surprised. Everyone thought I was Egyptian. No one could believe I'd come from England. They were like, no, 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 no. Salute, soul my souls, man. Salute. 100%. I love that, brother. Thank you very much for supporting. Thank you, everyone, for supporting, man. But I'm just trying to do my job, man. Just trying to do my job out here. Yeah, you know I mean, at the end of the day, someone's got. Well, it's about time we change the game, right? It's about time we change the game, change the narrative. Yeah. Even on YouTube, it's about time we change the narrative because we know what's been going on in the community. We kind of know, yeah. We kind of know. We're standing together, and about standing together doesn't just mean just standing together and having whatever, but it's about having the proper conversations. Yeah, it's about having these proper conversations. We can't sit back idly. We can talk about sneakers. I put out lots of sneaker videos. Yeah, I put everyone. Yeah, I mean, this is how I met most of you guys. Yeah, we all do sneakers. We all do culture. We all got, but there's serious stuff that we need to do as a community to move forward. There's serious conversations that we need to have. Yeah, there's serious conversations that we can't just sit back and wait for someone to have for us. Yeah, I'm not waiting for, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, no disrespect, right? No disrespect to my Muslim brothers out there. No disrespect. Yeah. But I'm not going to let you talk for me. Yeah, I'm saying I'm not going to let you talk for me. I can talk for myself. Yeah. So I don't have to go to the man who's talked for before me. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't have to wait for so and so to talk for me. I don't have to wait for this man to talk for me. I talk for myself. Yeah, because I made a promise that I got to keep. So, with that in mind, man, listen, just remember, right? We can be the best of the best. It's quite easy to do by changing ourselves, looking at ourselves and having conversations and realizing who we are and not being scared of who we are, not sitting back and being afraid. Salute E double, man. Big up your chest, homie. Big up your chest. Yeah, I mean, and that means for everybody. Yeah. Because as I said, everyone came from Africa. Everybody of every color came from Africa. It don't matter what color you are, you cannot deny it. It don't matter where you are today. Yeah. Because I know it's a shameful thing. Yeah. Do you know how I know it's shameful for some people? If you go to Spain today, right? Spain, where a lot of the Hispanic community come from, the Dominican people come from, their ancestors come from. If you went to Spain today, right, you would notice that there's something missing from Spain. Minarets, mosques, they took those all down. They burnt them, destroyed them. Do you know why? Yeah, because of the shame. They felt ashamed that the Muslims had come and taken over Spain. The caliphate, the first caliphate, it's called the first caliphate. If you don't believe me, it's not a lie. You can do all this research for yourself. The first caliphate, yeah, had taken over most of the world. They got all the way up to France. Think about that. Most of Europe, they got all the way up to France. They were not playing. And they ruled Spain. So, and they mixed with all the Spanish people. Yeah, that's why in the northern part of Spain, yeah, you have more people of less melanin color. In the southern part of Spain and in Italy, you have people of darker color because they were mostly ruled, yeah, by the Muslims, by the first caliphate. It's not a lie. If you don't believe me, go and ask. If I'm lying, prove me wrong. And it's not a bad thing. Stop feeling ashamed. Stop feeling ashamed of who you are, man. We can't feel ashamed. I can't feel ashamed that my great grandparents are mixed race. They're not of pure black descent, some of them, right? Especially on my dad's side, right? Yeah. I can't feel ashamed. I still love them all the same. I love my ancestors. I wouldn't be here without them. Whatever stories had to be done, or I mean, trials and tribulations had to be gone through, they went through it. So I wasn't there. So I can't judge them and say I should feel ashamed of them. I must be very proud of them. Yeah. If you go to the man, go to any Red Indian or native Indian in America and say, are you ashamed of your heritage? No. Go to any person who's from Scotland, Ireland. So are you ashamed of it? No. Go to anyone from Russia, Italy, Portugal. Are you no? Yet we sit here ashamed. It's crazy. Don't make any sense. I'm just checking out what Ron's saying, and that exactly right. He told them where to go, and especially when he passed, right, he told them to go everywhere and preach the gospel to everyone. That's one of our benefits, right? That's one of the benefits. And if you look at the Bible, it clearly says in there, right, that he had what? Bronze skin and curly hair, crazy, like wool. Well, that answers itself. If you think I'm joking or you think I'm lying, this is what I'm saying. Don't let anyone tell you what's in the Bible, right? One of our greatest mistakes as a people is that when we began to be given the truth or the Bible to acknowledge and have a look at, right? One of the things that we did, right? We let people tell us what's in there. And then we said, well, it can't be the same God as ours, because at the end of the day, he wouldn't have let that happen to us. First off, let me tell you something. We don't know what our ancestors did to put us in that predicament. Now, if we read the Bible and there are many tales to be told in it, yeah, that certain judgments had to come anyway. So the people have fallen away from God. And that was half the problem, right? So if you look in there, it says the people fell away from the teaching. So what that means is kind of we were on a fuckery. Yeah. We were kind of doing what we're kind of doing now as humans, right? We are falling away. If you are falling away from God or falling away from the church, is exactly the situation we're in now, right? You look, how many people go to church regular on a Sunday and actually go to church, not because they're there because it's a tradition, but there to actually understand and try and get better engagement and find their self. And not many, right? Not many, right? So before you let someone tell you what happened to your people or be ashamed of it, you got to understand it. So to understand it, you got to read it yourself. Yeah. One of the greatest things I did was sit down and read the Bible when I was about 14, 15, maybe about 16, 17, maybe about 16. Read it myself. Yeah, because I went to church like everyone else. Yeah. And then you hear the stories, the choir boys and the fuckery that they do in the Catholic situation, right? You hear all that and you're saying, well, I can't really support that. I can't really take money out of my pocket and support the pedophiles in the church. You're crazy. That's never going to happen. That's not me. I'm not going to do it. Why should I do it? Why should I take my hard-earned cash or the money my mum's working for every day? Because I was a kid, so it's my mum and dad's money. Let's be honest. I'm a kid, so it's my mum and dad's money. Why should I take that and give it to some man in a church who don't really believe? Because one, he's doing everything that he's not supposed to be doing in the Bible. Like they've got so much fuckery going on in there, like, and they're not doing nothing about it. They're covering it up left, right, and center. Yeah, who would believe in that Babylon system? That's a Babylon system, right there. No joke. Don't believe it is, and the difference is, and this is the difference, right? Well, I'm not saying God doesn't exist. I'm saying they're in a fall away church. Yeah, they're corrupt. The church is corrupt, but that doesn't mean run away from God. That's crazy. Read the Bible yourself, get your own understanding, because it says one thing. And let me tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this, and it's your choice to take it or believe it, right? Or do whatever you want. At the end of the day, if you think that you believe in God or there may be a God, understand this. The only person who's going to stand before God, yeah, at the end of the day, when it's your time and you pass away and you get judged, like it says in the Bible, is you. So don't let some other man tell you what's right or wrong. You better go and find out what's right and wrong and have that conversation with God yourself and make sure that you're right. Because if you're not, you know what's going to happen. And that's down to you. And it is the situation. Yeah. Me personally, yeah, I know that when you get there on Judgment Day, you can't lie. So for all the fuckery that you want to do or you want to go carry on with, and people say, but you're talking about God and using, listen, number one, you haven't met God. You don't know him. You can't tell me what he can and I can't say, because there's no lying. He will know my intentions. Yeah, I'm saying he can judge me. He knows my intentions. So I can use any language that's appropriate to me. It's appropriate to God. He's a just God. But you don't fuck around. Let's get that straight. He already told them, man, there's no other God but me. Like, you already told, like, you can't worship anyone else except for me. So he's a jealous God. You don't fuck around. Yeah. But when it comes to Judgment Day, remember, you can't lie. So it's all about the intelligence you live with. If you live with a bad mind, a bad soul, and a bad heart, you can't lie. There's no lying. Exactly, Run. Cussing's not a bad sin. It's just the way of the world, right? And I'm not trying to cuss. I'm not trying to preach to people who don't believe in God and get them to change their mind. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it already says that a lot of people will not change. Yeah. They what does it says? They will hear, but they don't listen. Already says that. It already says that. So I already know that I'm not here to do what I'm doing for people who not looking to be saved anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna speak my piece because I know I'm supposed to do it for the people who are gonna be saved. So it's all good to me. It makes no difference in my life, yeah, whether someone hears and doesn't listen, yeah, and half of it is listening. Do you see what I'm saying? Half of it is listening. It's the key. If you listen and understand, and then you can go forward. Exactly. Like telling someone like they're going to go to hell. At the end of the day, no one can. Well, they can. Anyone can tell us to go to hell, right? But whether we're going there isn't up to them. Yeah. All I know is I've got the rules I live by. Right. We have to live a certain way. We have to live a certain. It doesn't mean that we're all going to be infallible and we're not all not going to sin. And what I'm saying is, look, at the end of the day, all of us probably done some good and some bad, and it goes on a scale. But it's what we did and what was in our heart when we did it. In the eyes of some people, what we did may have been bad. Like, let's just say this, right? We're walking down the street. We've got children. We got no money, nothing at all. We look here, there for help. No one's helping. So we take a road and we go and steal something. And then we feed our children. How do we get judged for that? Do we get judged on the crime? Yeah. Do we get judged on the crime or the intention? I'm not trying to. First of all, don't get it twisted. I'm not going to tell anybody to go out there and steal if they don't have to. Yeah. Robbing and stealing. Yeah. For no reason other than robbing and stealing because you like robbing and stealing and hurting people is bad intention. You're not doing it for a reason. Yeah. If you went scrumping in a field and you nicked 2 corn, some potatoes, whatever, if that was available, or you went into the Sainsbury's or local shop to get whatever tea leaf in to go and feed your family, I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to try and help you. That's all I'm saying. That's just the way it is. But however, it doesn't make it right. Big up E double, man. Big up E double, man. I'll fuck with you guys too, man. I'll fuck with all you guys too. You know that, man. But yeah, it's a bit different. As I said, man, it's a bit different to the normal sort of conversations that I hear people having. And I think that I'm not trying to be different. I'm not trying to set out to be whatever. I'm just trying to do what I promised. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do me. And that's just me, whether you like it or not. That's just a part of me. I'm just gonna speak the truth. I try not. You know what? The biggest thing I try and tell people is I don't lie. I don't lie. I've no reason to lie. Yeah, I've got no reason to sit down and lie to nobody. No reason to lie. Yeah, all I can do is tell the truth. Yeah, regardless of how someone feels. Yeah, like Skinny said, he said it on his podcast, or on his show, right? He said on his show, he said when, because I remember when Skinny was doing, I think the memberships, yeah, and he said, "Oh yeah, we're doing these memberships, blah blah blah." I just said, "Skinny, bro, listen, if an Instafot can't get me to part with £5 a week to go on an Insta Snap, sorry, fam, you got some hard trouble to make that work for me." And it's not a disrespect to Skinny because I support Skinny and I support a lot of YouTubers out there in the best way I can. Yeah. If say Skinny needed money because he was in trouble, yeah, I'll try and find it. Yeah. If he needed money for that, I'll try and find it. You know what I'm saying? But we're all out here trying to work, trying to do our thing. And I just think that I'm not against memberships. I'm not against people helping. I'm not against people doing whatever they're doing. But I'm not doing this for the money. but I'll offer you my guidance, and that's free. That's worth more than the money I could possibly give anybody. Yeah. If I can give you advice or I can give you guidance, it's going to be more valuable to you than any chump change I'm going to ever give you. I would take someone's advice and guidance over money. Yeah. Me personally, but that's me personally. If you ever want to give me something, yeah, give me your time or give me a conversation. I'm going to learn something. Yeah. If I can learn something, I'm truly blessed, right? I'll have that conversation. I'll listen, try and take it in, see what I can take with it. So see how I can make it work and how I can maneuver, how I can become a better person, how I can enrich myself. Enriching myself isn't a money thing. I get money. I can go out there and earn money. Yeah. I don't really need money right now. But I do need to hear conversations. I do need to be educated by others. I do need to listen. I do need to know what's going on. Not just the waffle stuff, but the real stuff that's going on. Yeah, there's a lot of stubbornness. Yeah, there's a lot of hard and stubbornness, but that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. There's nothing I can change. You know what I mean? However, I always say, like I said, right, my daughter is a challenge for me, right? Because she had a period where she would turn around and say, I don't really believe in the God thing. I was like, okay. So I set a challenge. Now hear this. Watch this. Right. This is exactly how God works. This is how exactly. So I listened to this girl saying exactly this. Right. This is what she says. She says, "Do you not really believe?" Blah 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 blah. So this went on for a while. And one day I said, "All right, okay. What's this then?" I said, "If I go and buy a lottery ticket and we win, yeah, will you believe in God then?" She said, "Yeah." So I took her to the supermarket up from my house, right? I got in the car, said, all right, let's go and do that first. And then we'll go out for lunch and I'll buy you some kicks or whatever and do whatever. So I bought 2 lottery tickets. Yeah. Bought the lottery tickets. I gave them to her. Said, there you go. I said, if you win, remember, like the numbers, if it comes up, you gotta believe because that's what we said. She went, Saturday came, she won, I think it was £2. Now, it may not sound a lot to a lot of people, but it was never about £1 million. I never said if we won £1 million. I said if you won. She won £2. That's enough to buy a bit of chocolate. Enjoy it. But what did she learn? God exists. That's a bigger prize. That to me, that's a bigger prize. Truth. If you don't believe me, look, I'll get my daughter to confirm everything, man. I'm not lying. I don't lie. I said that already, right? I do not lie. I've got no reason to lie. I'm not one of these preachers in a Baptist church trying to get someone's money. Yeah. So I've got no reason to lie. I gain nothing from it. I gain nothing. All I can do is tell the truth. If I tell the truth, yeah, then I'm never changing. Yeah. I'm always going to tell you the same story. Ask me the same story. What happened to my daughter in 10 years' time? See if I still tell you the same and we'll see if it still works out. Yeah. Or ask my daughter. Yeah. She'll tell you. It's all true. But anyway, man, I digress. I should at some point get the rest of these lives sorted, get everything as it should work. I don't know how long I've been on. I've got no timer to tell me. Does anyone know how long this stream's been going? I think it's got to be at least over an hour. And there's no time limit on education and knowledge, but I really do appreciate the time that everyone's come and spent, whether it's 5-10 minutes, as much time as you can. As I said, I'm gonna try and do a proper live stream soon, and especially this week, and it will be on StreamYard. So I don't know what conversation we have. I don't try and go into these with an itinerary of what we can talk about, but just come on, talk, have a conversation. I will be, yeah. I mean, I usually say, yeah, like if you go into one of my videos, job bless, one love, and I do actually mean it because I believe that we should all be blessed, regardless of who you are and how you came about or how we met. One of the things that we all have to think is that possibly is one of the greatest blessings that we've met. So this person or that person or that person, because we may learn something, we may get a bit of an education, and we may just become better people. So guys, with that, I'm gonna close. God bless, one love, we're out. Salute.